It's slow as entire credits. If you don't knock out people, people won't consider you the best. And Shakur took great offense to that.
So Shakur Stevenson and Shannon Sharpe pretty much just crashed out on each other. Okay, now I'm gonna put myself in the middle right here for this debate right here. Let's get it. Okay, so now real boxing fans know, in my opinion, this is my favorite fighter because I love his play style, his fight style. I love that because I come from like a fighting background. I had a black belt in karate. I was not touring, but I was traveling around the country doing a lot of tournaments, doing a lot of fighting. There's a lot of different styles of fighting. I've learned as a black belt, you gotta learn how to box, you gotta learn how to kick, you gotta learn a lot of different stuff and to be a mixed martial artist, you know what I'm saying, black belt. So I love his fight style, but most casual boxing fans, they don't, because he not standing 10 toes, swinging haymakers and knocking people out. You know what I'm saying? Listen.
At the end of my career,
I don't believe they'll rank you like that.
You're gonna say, why was his fight so easy? Why wasn't he hurt? Because I'm that great. That's what you're going to say.
We're not saying that you're not great, Shakur, but I don't believe, and this is me, this is my opinion. Joe has his opinion. Ocho believes you hung the moon. I don't believe that you're going to get the credit you deserve without knocking people out.
That's why you never boxed before.
That's not boxing.
But that's not boxing.
You never boxed before. Floyd,
boxing ain't got nothing to do with how many people you knocked out. Boxing is hit people and don't let them hit you, motherfucker. And as a person who fought karate don't got no weight classes. We got belt classes. You could be 6'5", 220 pounds and fight my little ass. And I was 15 at that time, so I probably was 130 soaking wet. You feel me?
Let's talk about Floyd Mayweather.
That's not boxing.
Guys that he knocked out, but in the tail end of his prime, he wasn't just knocking guys out. This is not true.
No, because your hands got brittle.
Exactly. I got hand problems too. What's the difference?
Every boxer got hand. Most boxers have hand problems.
Know that. My bad.
Everybody know that. That's why you ain't been doing your homework. You got to do your homework.
But you can't say just because I don't like your style that I don't know boxing.
You don't.
I grew up in an era where Sugar Ray and them was knocking people out.
You just told me that I don't put myself in harm's way by getting in the ring. That's what you told me.
You don't have to like his fight style. Just because you don't like his fight style doesn't mean that you don't know boxing. But it means you're a casual fan. Because all you want to do is see people get knocked out. You're a casual fan. You're not a boxing fan. Just like a casual basketball fan. All you want to do is see crossover, step back threes, and dunks. But a real basketball fan understands that Tim Duncan is one of the best players ever. And his game was boring as hell. It was boring. But that motherfucker was putting that ball in the hoop. He didn't have the Jordan he didn't have the Michael Jordan and the LeBron James athleticism. He didn't have that. Luka Doncic, he's more entertaining, but Luka plays slow as hell. He ain't crossing niggas up, stepping back, do 360 dunks, but he still is gonna be one of the best players ever, though. You feel me? But a casual basketball fan is not gonna look at Tim Duncan like he one of the best. Because he not crossing people over. He not Kobe, AI, LeBron, Jordan. You know what I'm saying?
Let me know that you don't do your homework.
But you talk about one fight. You talk about Teofimo.
Any fight.
What about all the other fights? I'm not.
Any fight.
Am I the only one said that about you?
Right.
I was wondering one thing. Am I the only one that's ever said that about your fighting style? Yes or no?
A lot of people that don't know boxing say that.
No,
exactly.
No.
I'm not a boxing expert. I'm not Max Kellerman. I can't break to you the intricacy of the boxing and no. I can only tell you what I see with my eyes. The last Shakur fight that I watched, and after this fight, like I told myself I'm done watching Shakur, was when he fought, I think it was like William Zepeda. Like that's the fight essentially, like everybody on social media said, bro, this is the most boring stuff. But we've never seen anything more boring before. Like this fight is boring. These dudes were walking around the ring, running from each other. Like it was terrible. Like Shakur essentially was backing up the entire fight. It was.
What fight did he just say?
I essentially, I'm done watching Shakur. Was when he fought, I think it was like William Zepeda. Like that
was boring to you? Listen, y'all, YouTube and Meta might owe you up to $1,000 if you or your child grew up on social media. If you or your child spent years growing up on social media and experienced serious mental health issues, you should hear this. Recently, a jury just ordered Meta and YouTube to pay millions for their role in designing and promoting addictive platforms. They know that their apps can cause anxiety, depression, or body image issues. But they never shared those risks with us. They never made us sign anything that we knew the risk. They just maximized their profits. And the recent historic verdict underscores the consequences of those decisions. But you better not worry. Morgan & Morgan is stepping up to hold these platforms accountable for the harm that they have caused. Click the link in my bio to take a very short questionnaire quiz because you might be entitled to a potential recovery of over $1,000. Shakur and William Cepeda was one of the most amazing entertain. What the fuck is he talking about? I don't think you watch boxing, Flacco. William Cepeda and Shakur Stevenson was a very entertaining fight. Very entertaining. Very back and forth. That was a very good fight, bro. That wasn't no boring, they walking around. What the fuck? No, you tripping. This is what I say, though. Y'all be casual fans. Y'all don't know. Y'all don't know, bro. I'm a Shakur fan, so you're not going to, like, people said the same thing about Floyd. I love that. I love that style up. Because if I'm out there fighting, you ain't finna be knocking my ass, hitting me in my damn nose and brain and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, same thing for football, bro. You don't have to be a killer on the football field to be entertaining. You could be Sweetness. You could be Barry Sanders. You don't have to be Derrick Henry, I'm gonna run you over. Like, no, bro, but you're tripping about that Cepeda fight, gang.
But we've never seen anything more boring before.
Cap.
Like, this fight is boring. These
that
dudes
was not
were
boring at all.
Walking around the ring, running from each other. Like it was terrible. Like, Shakur essentially was backing up the entire fight. It was terrible to watch.
That was not.
After that fight, I said, yeah, I'm done watching Shakur fights. But that's just me, though. Now, I'm not saying he's not a good fighter. He's not a great fighter. I just personally said I'm not wasting my time anymore watching Shakur Stevenson fight. I'm good. Right? If I want to see track, I'll go watch like track and field, bro. Like, I'm now watching somebody back up and walk around the entire fight, okay? And try to win off of points and jabs. So clearly Shannon Sharpe isn't the only person with this opinion. Now, Shakur is dismissing it as anybody with this opinion don't know boxing. Again, I'm not a boxing expert. I can just tell you what my eyes see, and my eyes saw Shakur backing up with William Cepeda. It was
what? Nah, bro. I think, Flacco, you might be under a casual fan. You might be under a casual fan, bro. Anybody that likes boxing looks at Shakur and be like, wow, this motherfucker. He's not a knockout artist. But that's what most casual fans want to see because you just want to see a brawl. You just want to see it like a street fight. You don't want to see him be meticulous and calculated and you don't want to see that because you don't like boxing. You like fights. You don't like boxing. You just want to see fights. You just want to see heavyweight haymakers. You don't want to see you don't get entertained by the like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, bro. You can't. You under a casual.
The general consensus on social media was this dude fights are boring. So I guess any and everybody who has ever criticized Shakur don't know boxing. But nonetheless, though, Shakur took this really, 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 really personal and took this conversation somewhere it didn't really need to go. This could have just been a boxing conversation. He kind of escalated this conversation to a point it didn't need to go at all.
I can't tell you. I'm not. I don't know the answer to that.
But you can tell me.
I don't pay attention to it if
all the good things that people are saying. You can tell me what Bud said. You can tell me what Floyd said. You can tell me what Andre Ward said. But you can't tell me any negative. So it tells me that you surround. And that's how we are. We consume the news.
I'm surrounded. Finish your sentence.
That's favorable to us.
You about to say a cap sentence. I'm surrounded by what?
No, I'm not saying. I'm saying you consume the positive news. And so if somebody says something that you don't want to hear, you assume, well, I don't value your opinion because you're not a boxing aficionado.
I assume that you don't know about boxing.
Right.
That's all I'm trying to
You don't know about basketball, but you got an opinion on it.
I don't try to debate. If I'm sitting here with Kawhi Leonard, I wouldn't try to debate with Kawhi Leonard about basketball.
I'm not,
because I'm not that ignorant.
So I can't have an opinion about
what I'm trying to tell you is you're being ignorant. That's it.
That may have just went over your head. If you didn't grow up in a certain environment or you didn't grow up around certain people, then you don't understand what Shakur Stevenson just said and how disrespectful that is.
I don't think it was disrespectful. I personally don't think it was disrespectful. The word ignorant means to not know. So if you actually go off of the definition of the word, which I'll pull up here, ignorant definition. Someone who lacks knowledge, education, or awareness. That's not disrespectful. You don't have the boxing education, the boxing knowledge, or the boxing awareness. You get what I'm saying? I'm very ignorant to a lot of things, right? I'm ignorant. I don't know how to cut hair. I don't know how to install HVAC. I'm ignorant to that. He wasn't calling him an ignorant person. He was saying he was ignorant towards boxing. Shannon just got in his feelings, if you ask me.
If you grew up around a certain generation of black folks, if you grew up around black folks from a certain region or demographic, then you understand Shannon Sharpe is a 50, 60-year-old black man who's from the South. That ignorant word, now, Shakur could have said other things like, hey, you a casual, you done with your talk, but when you say you ignorant, that's damn near a slur. That's damn near one of the most offensive things you could ever say from somebody in his generation from where he's from. He's from deep down South, bruh. Yeah. He's 50 plus years old. You call that man ignorant, those are fighting words. If Shakur Stevenson was in front of Shannon Sharpe, they would have been fighting and tussling. That word is the most disrespectful thing you could call someone from where Shannon Sharpe is from and what he has experienced.
But I don't think he was using it to be disrespectful.
When I heard him say that, I knew automatically, oh yeah, it's about to go downhill. And I called it, because you know what happened? It went downhill.
I don't think he was trying to be disrespectful, bro.
Things just completely railed, and it got super personal.
I don't think he was trying to be disrespectful. I think he was trying to say you're ignorant towards boxing. You don't know that much about boxing. And he doesn't. If you watch Nightcap, Shannon Sharpe don't know that much about boxing. Ocho is the boxing fan. That's why Ocho likes. A real boxing fan is gonna like the defensive boxers. They're gonna like the knockout artists. They gonna like the everything in between, bro. They gonna like everything in between. Y'all said the same thing about Floyd. Oh, his fights is boring, this, that, the third. But if you actually know fighting and low boxing and like it, and as a fan of it, you watching this man literally walk his opponent down. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, Gervonta Tank Davis fights very similar to this. He just ends his fights with knockouts, so it's like, oh my God. But if you watch the full fight from beginning to end, most of the time, Gervonta Davis is sitting there and stalking his prey. He might get hit, might take a few hits, jab, jab. He might take a few hits, jab, jab. He might come in, hold, hook, jab, jab, hook. And then once he see his opening, once he calculate everything, then he like, all right, I'm attack. Bow, hit him hard, and then he going on the attack. He's a knockout artist, but if you watch the whole fight, him and Shakur fight very similar. Tank just stronger and got more knockout power.
I get all that. That's fine.
You're being ignorant.
Shakur, ignorant is something that should never come out of your mouth because you don't have a degree.
Okay.
I run circles around you in the classroom.
Brother, I don't give a
You don't have a degree? The classroom? He's not talking about the classroom. He's talking about boxing.
By the classroom.
Be respectful. I've never called you ignorant. I've never called you ignorant.
On the planet that has not finished high school or finished school that is smarter than the book smart motherfucker.
They didn't call me ignorant. You did.
Ignorant.
Be respectful.
You're being ignorant when it comes to the sport of boxing.
Hey, that's what you're being ignorant. I'm not calling you ignorant as a person. I'm calling you ignorant when it comes to the sport of boxing. And talk about ignorance.
You are in boxing. You are in boxing.
About boxing.
You're ignorant about all sports.
I don't care. I'm not trying to be the smartest about all sports. You're trying.
Now Shannon. And once he said that, if I'm in my feelings about you being disrespectful, saying ignorant, once you saying, I'm not saying you're ignorant as a person. I'm talking about boxing. Then you talk about circles around the classroom, and then he addresses that he didn't mean it like that. Okay, cool. Then there's no reason to keep arguing no more then. You was talking about boxing. I took it a certain way. You cleared it up straight. What you talking about? You ignorant about all sports, but he not trying to be a sports commentator though.
Be smart about boxing.
You're not the smartest boxer.
I'm not the smartest boxer. I'm a way smarter boxer than your favorite fighter.
You don't know who my favorite fighter is.
I don't have to know.
You don't. I tell you what.
Don't be mad at me because you can't have.
This is what I do.
You got to F. That's it. You got to F.
F what?
In boxing.
Yeah.
In boxing, yes, you got to.
I have an opinion about my style,
but your opinion isn't valued. That's what
you can have your opinion.
I didn't try to say, would you this, you that.
You can have your opinion. I don't have no problems with your opinion. I think that. No,
yes,
I don't.
You do. You just called me ignorant, but
I
you
said
ain't
you're
got no
ignorant in the sport of boxing. I done told you this 100 times.
Which
Whether you want to hear it,
it's my
or
opinion.
not. In boxing, you are
It's
ignorant.
my opinion.
And I
It's
stand
my
by that.
opinion. It's my opinion.
Ignorant.
You got upset.
If a person has an opinion about parenting, but you don't have any fucking kids, you are ignorant towards being a parent because you've never been a fucking parent. You can have an opinion all you want to. It's not valid. You can have an opinion on a YouTuber or a streamer or content creation, but you've never made a YouTube video. You don't do content. So your fucking opinion doesn't matter to somebody like me who's been making content since he was 10, 11 years old. 16 years I've been making content, and you gonna try to tell me your opinion about you don't like my style of content or you don't, whatever the case is? You know what I'm saying? I don't care about your opinion though. Just like how basketball players don't care about half these people opinion that be on TV talking shit about this player and that player and this player and oh, Jaylen Brown is the 7th best player on his team. Yeah, you ain't never played no type of basketball. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And that's okay. We all ignorant towards something.
Because I don't fall in praise you.
No,
Your style is boring to me.
This conversation is not about boxing. I first want to put that out there. And you're about to find out very shortly why this conversation was never about boxing. Shannon Sharpe is pissed off at Shakur Stevenson for bringing up the fact, that he went through a situation last year on a podcast and talking trash about Shannon Sharpe going through that situation. Shakur is mad at Shannon Sharpe for having opinions about his boxing, which is why Shakur was on a podcast gossiping and talking trash about Shannon Sharpe and bringing up Shannon Sharpe's situation from last year. Shannon Sharpe will ultimately bring that up. And I say that to say, Shannon Sharpe knows he's a casual. Like, when you're asked to describe what Shakur Stevenson boxing stance is and you can't, like, you don't know what his boxing stance, you can't name the boxing stance you're describing, you are a casual. But he still has his opinion. But Shannon Sharpe came into this podcast with an agenda. Shakur came into this podcast with an agenda. Both these dudes were pissed off about the conversations they were both having about each other on their own individual platforms. So Shannon Sharpe even brings this up and tells Shakur he's broke, that he can't see him when it comes to that paper. And he heard what Shakur was saying about his situation from last year, which, from my perspective, if they would have started this conversation off with this, it would have saved them like 2 hours of conversation.
For sure.
Right? If Shannon Sharpe would have told Shakur, hey, man, all right, I heard what you said about my situation from last year.
Right.
I don't like you. I think you're broke. Don't speak on me. Conversation over. Cool. But they beat around the bush until they finally got to what the root of their issue is.
Mm-hmm.
No, I hope he get everything right with his personal life. But you ain't gonna bet that money for real. You bluffing.
What
You bluffing.
I'm
You
going
ain't
to
gonna
bet.
bet shit.
I'm going to bet.
It might not. The bet might not be.
Oh,
What
he
you
gonna
want,
bet something right.
Nah, he gonna bet something nice, but he ain't betting no 100,000.
So what he gonna bet?
He gonna bet though.
What's the number?
We going to bet.
I say
That's what you gonna bet. Ocho.
Whoa. Don't
I'm
worry
asking
what
Unc
I
right now
said.
what he gonna bet. What that got to do with
I'm
you
gonna
right
bet.
now, Unc? What you gonna bet? Don't save him.
Oh, I'm saying a number
Don't
so I make
save
sure I
him.
get my cut.
Oh, you set him up.
Hold on. What you mean save me?
Yeah, but
Hey, Shakur,
Yo,
I know you had a lot to say about that situation that I went through last year. Don't let that situation
what
fool you.
situation?
I still would rather check the bank accounts. So don't let that fool
What
you.
situation?
okay,
I know you've been fighting for a minute.
Unc, I'm confused. What situation you talking about?
Don't worry about it. We'll talk off screen. But I'm
Yeah,
just
off
saying,
screen. I got you.
I know you've been fighting for a minute. Your pocket's not that deep.
Okay, so bet it. That's all I've never said my.
No.
Hey, hold on.
Hey,
Ocho.
No.
Ocho, chill.
I'm gonna put it out there. I'm gonna put it out there for you like this here. I know you've been fighting for a minute. Your pocket's not this deep.
I'm not trying to have a competition on who pockets
But
deeper.
don't talk about I'm scared. Hey,
I'm not trying to have a competition off of who pockets deeper.
I think Shannon got I think his ego was hurt, which happens a lot. But it seemed like his ego was hurt because he keep talking about shit that ain't nobody talking about. Like Shakur ain't never said he had more money than you. Shakur just said you scared to bet the 100,000 because you know you gonna lose it. Because they was talking about like a friendly little sparring match or some shit. So he was saying like you scared to bet the 100K because you know it's gonna be an easy win for me. He didn't say it like you was broke. I don't understand why he keep taking it like he said you was ignorant towards boxing. You took it like he was calling you an ignorant person and talking about the classroom and other sports and shit. He said you was scared to bet the money and you start talking about how you got more money than him. It's like,
okay,
how old are you?
Because you talk about, you not going to bet or you scared. Ain't no scared here.
How old are you?
Okay.
Right.
How old are you?
Hey, don't worry about
how old are you?
The money
Since you
gonna be
went
good.
there, hold on,
he got 30 years on me.
you
You supposed to have more money than me, nigga.
I don't know how old
Now
I
you don't
am.
know your age.
But I tell
bet
you
when
what,
I get your age, I have more money than you.
They take, bro, all I'm going to say is this. They still take money from the 1800s. So money don't get old.
I'm down, but you went to a place where I'm ready to go. Once I get your age,
I ain't gonna bet no. You kept saying
once
I ain't gonna bet no money like I ain't got no money.
See how he say it?
No, you kept saying
once
I ain't gonna bet no money like I ain't got no money.
He didn't say you didn't had no money. That's where you took it at, bro. What the fuck are you talking about? He says you ain't gonna bet no money because you know that Shakur is a good fighter, and if he get in the ring with one of y'all, he gonna whoop y'all ass. That don't mean that he's saying you don't have any money, bro. That just means that you scared to bet the money. Why are you taking it that way to where you feel like he just called you broke? That's not what he did.
Hey, look here. I got enough.
Okay.
When I leave here, I'm gonna leave my kids in a better situation.
I agree. That's why I say we ain't even got to go to.
You the one
said
that kept
something
saying
about the situation. I ain't say nothing about your situation.
No, you did. You did. You was talking because you heard what I said. I heard what you said. Somebody sent it to me that he got in a situation. Yeah. I heard what you said, and you know you said it. Don't
I probably did.
I've been mad enough to.
But you talking about you got more money than me right now. I'm telling you. By the time I get your age,
you see what I mean? Well, no. Somebody said it to me that you should have started off with that. I don't think
Shannon Sharpe was in his feelings about. I ain't gonna say in his feelings, but Shannon Sharpe didn't like the fact that or whatever. I don't know what he said. I really don't. Shannon Sharpe had a problem with Shakur about what he said about his situation with the white girl, probably, right? And he was using that as. That's the reason he had that built up animosity on his side. So he thought the animosity was mutual. So he thought everything Shakur was saying was something like trying to go down on him. But I don't think I didn't take it like that personally. You know what I'm saying? If somebody called me ignorant towards construction, I'm gonna tell you, you're right. I'm not gonna get in my feelings about that. I don't really get in my feelings about shit like that. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Like, you feel me? Especially if I ask you and you tell me that you didn't mean it like that, I bet I ain't in my feelings. And you tell me I ain't gonna bet no money, I'm gonna be like, shit, you right, I ain't bet no damn money, man. I'm not gonna take it as you tell me that I ain't gonna bet the money, and I take it as you calling me broke. I don't.
Sharpe in his mind thought Shakur Stevenson was calling him broke.
Right.
No reasonable person hears you're scared to bet and think, oh, you called me broke. No, that's not what that means. No, that's just you're scared to bet, meaning you don't believe your opinions.
Right. You
aren't rooted in your convictions. Like, you don't really believe what you're saying. Like, you don't believe I can lose.
Right.
You're just saying it. But Shannon Sharpe using that as an excuse to go that personal and to bring up money shows he already had resentment towards Shakur for speaking up on his situation.
Right.
He went into this with resentment. He just used this as an excuse to go off on Shakur. It's simple as that, bro. Because no reasonable person is hearing somebody say, hey, man, you're scared to bet. Man, you won't put up that money as you calling me broke. Right? So Shannon Sharpe went personal, but you got to blame Shakur for opening up the floodgates. Because I don't think Shannon Sharpe would have had an excuse to go personal if Shakur Stevenson ain't called Shannon Sharpe ignorant. Now, I do think Shannon Sharpe is a casual boxing fan.
Yeah.
Like, you feel me? Like, I don't think Shannon Sharpe can talk about the intricacy of boxing with someone like Max Kellerman.
But if you can't talk about that, then of course certain styles are not going to be that impressive to you. But when you somebody who's been a fighter and you know what it feel like to get punched in your shit over and over again, you can appreciate the fact that Shakur is good at not getting hit. I don't give a fuck what, you know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing with any sport, bro. Any sport. A lot of people said Tom Brady was a boring fucking quarterback. When you think about it, when you compare Tom Brady to a Caleb Williams or a Patrick Mahomes or a Lamar Jackson, or Tom Brady was very boring. He's going to take the ball. He's going to take 2 steps. He's going to sit there. He's going to throw the check down pass. He's going to, like, it's boring. It's not, but he's still the greatest. Tim Duncan was boring, but he's still one of the greatest. But to a casual fan, of course you're going to think Tim Duncan is boring. To a basketball fan, you're going to be like, that boy out there balling. So that's the difference.
Both these dudes harbor the resentment. They just use this podcast to take it out on each other. But if you enjoyed this video and you want to watch another good video, click on this video right here.
Shout out to Shakur. I can't wait to see who we fight next. I hope it's like Devin Haney or Tank, because if he whooped Tank ass, and I fought with Tank too, but if he whooped Tank, I don't really like Devin Haney like that. But if he whooped one of them niggas, which is who's supposed to be fighting, all this other shit that we don't want to see that, bro. We've been wanting to see Shakur versus Tank, Tank versus Devin Haney, Tank versus, you know what I'm saying, Ryan Garcia's. We want to see that, bro. We don't want to see, shout out to Teofimo, but we don't want to see you fight Teofimo. And that was a great fight to me. I bought that fight. I paid for that fight. I think I actually went to a Miami Heat game that night. Came home. The fight was just starting. I bought the pay-per-view, and I enjoyed my motherfucking time. He was whooping his ass. You know what I'm saying? It got to a point where I stopped kind of watching because he was getting his ass fucked up, and every time I looked up, I'm talking about surgical with it. You feel me? But, yeah, I don't know. Shout out to Shakur, though. Shit.